Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to another live edition of Tigs Bits. Tonight's show is going to be full of surprises. For starters, we're missing a couple of hosts tonight. JR the Handler is in New York City with Justin Moore. They did some radio shows earlier today on Sirius XM. He was in Howard Stern's corridor office. At one point, he sent us a picture. But you never know with JR. He may chime in. Blasi, the one-man posse, had a little conflict arise this afternoon. But again, you know it's going to take hell and high water to keep him away from this show. So he may come in. Who knows? I doubt it, but we will see. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to miss him, and hopefully we do get to see him. But guess what, folks? We have a solution. I have the solution. We have a man making his second appearance on Tigs Bits just this month, and he has gone from guest to co-host tonight. We're going to be talking some game day dips and some college football picks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tigs Bits, Mr. Austin Dennis. What's happening, bro?
What the hell is going on, Tigs?
There it is. What is up, my man? What is up? Thanks so much for coming on, dude.
Yeah, man. Another day, another dollar. Let's figure it out. It's a Thursday. It's almost football season, so I'm getting revved up, dude. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to not black out, but we're gonna have a good time. I try not to black out anymore, but football season's here. I'm excited.
Dude, I could not be more excited. It keeps hitting me, and today, for whatever reason, it's like the first day of got those tingles. You know what I mean? Like, kind of got that feeling of, oh, man, we're kicking off. There is a game tonight. College football 100% officially kicks off tonight. And, man, and there's a delay, too. So the good thing is that we're going to be able to do this live. We're going to wrap up, and then we can just sail right on into some college football on Fox.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, I tell people every year. I feel like it's losing. It's like losing your virginity every year. It's very exciting. You don't know what to expect, but you're gonna love it.
Oh man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Well, Austin, we've had a blast this week. We were texting. We were just talking content and whatnot. Who knows what we were talking about? And he's like, "Man, I'm just over here trying to work up, get this video filmed. What you doing?" I'm editing video, whatever. Come on over. So I did, and Austin and I got to hang out, and we had us a good time. And if you've seen the beer cheese video, I was over off to the side watching the magic happen, seeing how the sausage was made, and it was fun, and that dip was good.
Yeah. So. No, next time it's at your house, and I'm not bringing beer. I hope you just have a fridge full of beer.
I got anything.
And I may have to Uber home or call my wife.
That's right. That's right. Well, look, got to give a shout out to the people in the chat. We've got Mr. Paul Rogers in the house. As always, appreciate you, Paul. We got Mr. Brian Gilson in the house. Talked to you this morning, Brian. What's up, my brother? Texas Hillbilly 88. What is happening, sir? I think Texas Hillbilly, I think you need to try some of Austin's rubs. They are fantastic. If you hadn't already ordered them yet, I know you, and you'll do it. They are fabulous. In fact, I had the last of my dozen chicken thighs. Like I told you, I have a little chicken hip obsession. I had the last of them today at lunch with that slow rub. What is it?
Nice and slow.
Nice and slow. Yes.
Oh, man. You know it.
I do know it, but it just
there
it is. Look at it. It's so good. It is
just
so
just look at it.
Just look. It tastes so good. Amazing. Oh, we got Stacy G in the house. What is up, Miss Stacy? Like she says, everybody loves Tigs Bits. Of course they do. We have Koozies. Thanks to Austin, everybody. Y'all can thank Austin. I'm going to tell the story. I don't care. I don't care.
Tell about it.
I have my moments, okay? You know, I think I'm relatively somewhat intelligent at times and most of the time, but at other times I just flat miss it. And when I miss it, buddy, I miss it. So he and I both use the good folks at Printify for some of our merchandise and things.
So sophisticated.
Yeah, it really is. Uh, it sounds a lot better than it is. But he has koozies for his channel, so you go to I Cook, You Look, and go support him too, and get you a koozie from him and some rub and all that stuff. But I'm like, man, do you have somebody who just prints it and mails it out? Like, that's what I need. Yeah, Printify. And I'm like, no, they don't do koozies. They don't if you look for koozies or if you look for everything else. It is called a can cooler. It is called a can cooler. So thanks to Austin's website, we got that straightened out. We could have been having these for years, everybody.
Hey, Tig, the only reason I knew it is because I went through it, and people were buying koozies from me. Like, if I posted a viral video, people would buy the what the hell's going on, y'all, koozies. And we had the slim cans and the regular cans for, the ladies drinking high noons or the guys drinking Miller Lights. And by the time they bought it and paid shipping, they were paying like $14.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, we got to do something with this. This is, like, who wants to buy a koozie? And by the time it's shipped to you, it's $15. So that's the fight you have to deal with. There's a monopoly on all this shit. So you got to figure it out.
Yep, there he is for sure. Got to give a shout out. Paul Rogers was the first to buy a koozie. Shout out to Paul. And we do hope over here at Tigs Bits to be able to drive the price of the koozies down, because I can tell you, we made $1 on the koozies. I'm not afraid to tell the profit margin on this. It's just so y'all can get some koozies. If you want some, go get them. Gotta keep the lights on a little bit. $1, whatever.
That's what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. Like, there's so many things that people think like, oh man, they're selling all this stuff, and there's certain things that you either break even on or you make $1 on, but people want it, so you just figure out the best price. And koozies are not a good source of income. No. I'll just put it bluntly. But if somebody wants one, if I make 50 cents on it, I'm like, well, they're available, and I'm not charging $15 a koozie,
No, exactly. I can't look myself in the mirror and do that. So I mirrored your price. It's $6.50, and it cost about that much to ship it. So that's as low as I could get it. But hopefully we can get that down a little bit lower. But it looks good. I designed that sucker this morning. It's got all your Tigs Bits stuff. So go check it out. You can go to tigsbits.com and pick it up. Going to throw a little something out, though. If one of you guys would like one of those koozies, real easy. This is going to be real easy. I'm going to do a raffle tomorrow, a little drawing, okay? I'm going to give one of the first ever exclusive koozies of Tigs Bits to one of our Tigs wigs that's in there. Nice. But you got to do one thing. You have to go to the website and you have to sign up for our newsletter. I know what you're thinking already. Newsletter, here we go. Here comes spam. No, I'm just going to send once a week or maybe even once a month. It won't be all the time. Just some show notes, a little blog. There may be something that you've missed, just to kind of stay in touch with you guys and all of that. So I think a newsletter would be a lot of fun. If you're on there right now, go to tigsbits.com, sign up for that newsletter, and I'm going to randomize. I'm going to film this. I'm going to use a Google randomizer sometime tomorrow and document it. And, of course, whoever wins is going to get an email that you won, but I'll also document it so you know I ain't cheating. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. Let's give the koozie away, man.
And just so everybody knows, he's not BSing. That's just how it is, man. You do your giveaways. It sounds like a promo, but at the end of the day, it's just how it is. It's not for him to pay his house off or anything like that. It's just, it's starting his stuff up, doing his merch. I do the same thing, man. And people are like, man, it seems like you're promoting everything lately. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's out there. I'm not, paying the light bill with it, but we got it if you want to buy it.
That's right. It's there. I mean, look, we like to make a little bit of scratch to support our habit over here, I guess you could say. We like to make content and have fun.
We're doing enough to buy a case of beer once a month.
That's it.
That's what we're doing. And luckily,
we appreciate
it's that time of the month right now, and we got a case of beer, so cheers.
That's right. That's right. My boy Russell Swear is in the house. He says, let's get it, boys. That's my buddy Russ with T. Russ's, let me turn this right, with T. Russ's Cypress Dust. You've heard me talk about this, Austin.
Yeah.
I talked to him just before you and I went on the air, and he's going to send you some. I can't wait for you to try it. You're
No,
going to
it's
love
going
this
in the
stuff.
video for sure. I swear though, when you said that, I think I've seen it. I don't know where I saw it, but I've heard of Cypress does. So we'll put in a video. I know it's going to be good. I know anything you try, me and you kind of have this. We talked about this the last time you were
Yeah.
here. We kind of have the same palate, and some
It's
seasons
amazing.
are terrible, but some are. It's funny too. The ones that aren't as well known are some of the best. It's kind of like songwriters. It's kind of like singers. You get a Nashville, you get a Broadway, you'll see some of the best musicians on the planet.
Yep.
Are they signed to a label? Maybe not, but it's still some of the best music you'll ever listen to.
That's a fact. That is a total fact. We have the blind Cajun cook in the house. She
That's
says,
my
"Hey
girl,
y'all,
man. Judith.
Yeah.
Man, she's good people, man.
Hell
Judith,
yeah.
what the hell is going on?
I love it. I love it. For those that didn't hear, I know a lot of these folks did hear our episode, but how did that catchphrase come along? Come give that story again.
So, like I told y'all last episode, it was kind of like it was an introduction video I did. I think I had like, I don't know, 10 or 20,000 followers, something like that on TikTok. Because I started on TikTok. I didn't really post to Facebook or Instagram. And I just started YouTube like 6 months ago. So I started on Facebook and Instagram finally. But anyway, backing up, introduction video was more like I was just trying to put myself out there and just be like completely vulnerable. This is me. And in the beginning of the video, I didn't know what else to say. And I didn't tell you this in the last podcast episode, but on my kitchen I didn't have a ring light. So I put, the handles on your cabinets, how they're like vertical sometimes.
Yeah.
So I put my phone, and the way I situated it, the camera was still like elevated and like at the right height for me, because I'm 6'2". So I put the camera up there, and it kept falling down. And I had something I had typed up, and I had it taped to the cabinet beside it. That way I could kind of reference it, but it wouldn't look like I was looking off screen. So I was just kind of like looking at it but talking. And the camera kept falling down. But anyway, the intro for that, it's funny to think back now. I'm like, man, I was such a loser.
No, you were just making do, dude. I did the same thing.
I didn't know. I was figuring it out. But in the intro, I said, like, what the hell is going on, y'all? And I said it just like that. And it had no emphasis on it whatsoever. It definitely was not a tagline at all. And then it was, what the hell is going on, y'all? And then it started elevating, and it got to the point where it was like so in your face that it was, what the hell is going on, y'all? So then people would comment on all my posts. You either didn't say it, or you didn't say it like you meant it, or I'd be on a live and somebody'd say, what the hell's going on, y'all? And it got really, I won't say annoying, because I'll never say it's annoying. If somebody's catching on to it, that's cool. But I would tell everybody in the beginning, if you say what the hell's going on, y'all, in the comments, I'm going to say it. And I'm going to say it just like I say it on my videos. And the first time I went from that, because it's a growth deal. So like when you have 40,000 followers, you might have 50 people in your live. And when you grow your platform, you might have 400 in there. And if the thing is just spamming people saying, what the hell's going on, y'all? It's just back to back. And you couldn't say it for more than one person. You had to say, what the hell is going on, Brian? What the hell's going on, Rick? And it was just, and I'm like, you asked for this shit, and it's here now. So it's been cool. But
what the hell is going on with cones and all that stuff? So like what does that actually do for you as a content creator? You have like 350,000, 400,000 on TikTok, something like that.
Yeah.
So when you go live and people are doing hearts and gifts, I don't know what all that stuff does. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so like gifts are translated into money, but I always tell people when they get on my lives, I don't do lives for gifts. There's a lot of people that don't even really do content. They just go live, and they make a lot of money off of just people sending them gifts. Galaxies are big. I think they're worth like $20. And people will just keep sending gifts and keep sending it. So what I always tell people is, I don't want you to send me gifts. If you do, that's fine, but save your gifts, save your money. Like the live, share the live. Because what that does is when you're liking and sharing the live, that's getting more people in the live. And that's also the way TikTok works, at least, because that's normally where I go live. I do Instagram lives every now and then. Facebook is just like a disaster with lives. But so on Instagram, you can't play music in the background or they'll kick you off. TikTok doesn't care about that. So on TikTok lives, I'll do like song requests and we'll have fun with it. But no, it's really just I don't know. It's just me hanging out, talking to people, whatever. And if you come in the chat, you want to talk, that's cool. If you don't, you don't. But the gift thing, no, it's really not that big of a deal to me. All these people make their money off of it, but I couldn't care less. I do what I do for content. I would love your engagement, but I'll never be that guy going like, hey man, please send me these gifts.
Yeah.
I discourage it. I'm like, don't send me a gift. Like and share the live, get more people in here.
That's right.
Yes. Your content circulates when you're on live. So
yeah,
the more people that are engaged to your live, older content that you hadn't posted in 6 months, all that stuff just kind of starts going where you pay. That's just how it is.
Yeah. I've never gone live on TikTok. Not opposed to it. I think we should do one, Austin. I think that'd be fun. But I didn't know, like when you're in there and you're in a live, so many little options for things, and I'm like, what? The other day I sent somebody a snow cone or something. I'm like, what did I just do? How did that work? I guess I had coins or something. I don't even know, dude. I have no idea. I think one time when we first started this show, I decided to promote a video or something, and you had to buy coins in order to do that or whatever, and I still have some change left over.
Yeah, so, it's all a racket.
I'm gonna give it all to you. I've made the decision. Next time you're live, you get all my 250 coins, whatever that's worth. Like 8 cents.
One thing I'm very proud of, I've never cashed in on one gift that anybody sent me. And after a month of going live, I may have because I don't promote it, I may have like $125 worth of what they would say is monetary value that I could cash out and put in my bank account. I just re-gifted to people. And there are people that do the same thing I do, and I give them everything that I got, and then the cycle starts over. But nothing about that is appealing to me. And it kind of seems I don't know, it seems like it's cheating. Like, don't give me look, you work like I do, don't give me money. If you're entertained by me, that's great. But all I really ask of you, like and share the live. I don't want your money at all. And that's not what I do lives. I do lives just like me and you sitting right here right now. I like to do lives to talk to people, let them know what behind the camera looks like, and shoot the shit with people. But beyond that, man, that is not what I'm here for.
No, you're I mean, that's what we're doing too. This is slow growth over here at Tigs Bits. Slow and steady wins the race though, baby. And I mean, we talked about this the other day when I was at your house. Stay consistent, keep pumping it out, and I think that we've done a good job of that, and we're growing. Like I told you, again, we said we had too many conversations that we should have saved for the couch off air, just making sure his mic and all was working right, but that's okay. Yeah. We'll rehash them. ChatGPT, man, just it's so freaking helpful with everything, that we do, and to be able to get ideas and all of that kind of stuff. But it's my personal assistant. I talked to ChatGPT today for dadgum near 3 hours. It was about 2 hours and 40 minutes. I looked after we I went and looked.
It's your girlfriend. I don't know. I don't know how
it was my business partner today for dadgum sure. We talked a lot of business. We went through all of the numbers of all of the social media and everything, all to come to find out everything that I kind of already knew. But it's nice to have it confirmed back, that you're doing the right things. That's those key numbers are what you need. Everything looks good. So
and you're way deeper. We were talking earlier, Tigs was way deeper into all the analytics of ChatGPT than I am. So the most that I've ever done with ChatGPT is okay, it's Saturday morning, it's college football season. I have no effing clue what I'm gonna do for a cocktail. So I know I'm going to put vodka, this, and this. So I say, like, ChatGPT, what's a good name for a cocktail? Saturday during football season in the fall. And it'll always respond with, like, one cocktail name. And I'll just type more. And when I type more, I mean there's 50 more names coming. And usually, I will say this, I don't plagiarize ChatGPT. It'll usually be something that's like either the prefix or the suffix of the name. And I'm like, okay, I think this would be good. And I add something to it that's not in the name. And I'm like, you know what? I made that up.
You dadgum right, you did. So that's what's fun about it. I will keep talking to it, get different names and titles for stuff, but I don't ever just copy and paste it verbatim. I adjust it, I massage it, I talk to it. Like, no, talk to me in the way that Tigs talks. You know how I talk. I've given you millions of hours of content. Talk back to me. Make this in Tigs tone. And it will. It's amazing.
Dude,
and it's your own little personal assistant.
That's why. Well, me and ChatGPT haven't gone that close, but I haven't really taken it out.
You need to. You can name it.
Yet, but man, it sounds like y'all already took your clothes off. That's exciting.
we crossed second base. It's okay. It's okay. Look,
Well,
we've got George Hoff, aka Purple Jersey, says that you guys are doing an amazing job. Keep it up. Thank you so much, George. Appreciate Purple. Appreciate that. The chat is kind of moving, and I'm missing some stuff. I am missing a few things. Oh boy, look who chimed in. What the hell is going on for Blasi, the one-man posse? I knew he'd go. I knew he couldn't stop himself.
The whole gang has to get together. JR, Blasi, me, you. Like,
I think it needs to be a weekend
I don't
retreat.
think the world's ready.
A weekend retreat.
I'm already acting stupid. I don't think the world's ready. I don't think the world is ready for that.
I think the world is ready, and it's ready for us. It is ready. What the hell you mean? Yeah, I think that the four of us at doing some kind of a function at the Flora-Bama. I mean, I don't know what we've talked about it on shows. We wanted, number one, Blasi and I, we're going to battle in a crawfish challenge at some point. I taught him everything he knows, but it's kind of like the student teacher kind of deal, you know, can the pupil beat the teacher? So that, and I believe that it could be a lot of fun, you know.
Well, yeah.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then, so it could happen. I think it's
crawfish,
worth it.
Man. Keep it simple, stupid is the right attitude to have going into a crawfish bowl.
This is why Austin and I get along so much. I think we're long lost brothers somehow. We figured this out. Like, my wife says I have a bromance happening. I don't care. It's fine.
Well, tell your wife it's okay, and the feeling's mutual, and we're boyfriends.
That's it. Live with it. Our buddy, Mr. Bubba Fan 69, Austin, are you married? And if so, how hot is your wife?
A lot hotter than me.
That's a fact. I haven't met her yet, but I've seen pictures, and it doesn't take much, but she definitely is.
I did good, but the thing about that is, I tell everybody's like, man, how'd you get such a hot wife? And I'm like, well, you know what? I found a really good-looking woman that had really poor vision, and that's how it works. You know, if she can't see me very well, she doesn't know if I'm not very attractive, and it works out.
It's just the way to go. I love it. I love it. Chat is rocking and rolling. I don't know what this means exactly, but the Seth Kushner could buy a box of cards with that $125. I don't know I don't know what it is, but I love it. And Blasi is just in there. He's like, here we go with the whole Bubba Fan. The water's fine. Austin can handle this shit. I have no doubts about it. But let me bring us to another point. So a little point of contention last night. I think yesterday I put that little video out of us. This is just stupid where I did the millions and I just harnessed my rock for a second. I don't know why that happened, but it did. And that's why your videos work too. I think that's what we were talking about. Authenticity and just being who you are. Somehow or another, I said millions of followers and then it just harnessed the rock. and the millions. And I just couldn't stop myself. But that came out. And I know you've seen it. Whenever I did the chicken salad videos, and I went to New Roads to Morel's, and met with my friend Lauren Guidros. Well, last night in my messages, she sent me something, and she said, "Oh, I have a lot of questions." And I went, "Well, jump in that chat tomorrow night, 7:00. Come and get in it." And she laughed. She is the head of the CCA up in New Roads. She's runs the chapter. They were having an event tonight, so she couldn't jump in. She's going to listen though later, she said. So here it is, Lauren. She proposed this to us, and I think that you're going to agree. So she wants you to come up and me film this, be a part of it. I don't know. She probably doesn't even want me to be a part of it, but I'm going to be a part of it. I'm going to film it at least.
You got to be a part of it.
I am going to be a part of it. I'm going to be your taste tester is what I'm going to be. But she wants both of y'all to collab on some kind of a dish. Just do a collab. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that I can convince Austin I can go pick him up at his house and take him to New Roads, and we'll go make a day of this.
If you're driving, I'm going.
Then it's done. There it is, Lauren. All right, get ready. What y'all gonna cook? What y'all doing? We'll talk.
Hey, it's nice too having a cameraman. If I don't have to bring my tripod, you're the camera guy. I'm like, dude, take me. I'm ready. If it's an open date, I'll go.
And it's easy for your boy. I don't mind being the cameraman at all. Yesterday, I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, and we're starting to take this podcast to places that we're just starting to do stuff. It's time to get out in the field. I'm tired of sitting in this room and being behind this screen, okay? I like to go meet with the people. I'm a man of the people. And so we're starting to do that. But yesterday I had an amazing experience. I met with a guy named Harold Laird who races NHRA drag cars, and he has this thing called the Child Rescue Network. He has it on this truck, and I wanted to have some video cut up tonight to put in the show, but I haven't got that far yet. We'll get there. But a lot coming from that. Did an interview with him yesterday in basically what is a NASCAR hauler. Like he takes his drag car around the country, races NHRA, $400,000 race car pretty much at the end of the day, $1 million rig and all, everything. And I know you've talked about, you've been to some NASCAR stuff and been in the pits and all that. And you've probably been in a hauler. I have not. This is my first time. And so we did an interview in that thing talking about this Child Rescue Network, which basically he has all of these missing children images all along this 18-wheeler, along both sides, the back, along his race hauler. Really great idea. And he won the 2007 national championship in Indianapolis and did something with the Discovery Channel and the state of Louisiana tourism and some other folks too, that it was called the Fireball Run, and they went around the country having awareness in these locations, like go to Chicago, go to LA, Las Vegas, all that, of missing children in that area to bring. They had a big campaign with billboards and all that stuff, and they were filming it. You know, it was a TV show too, but they were able to help to find some missing children. So he has a nonprofit agency and has started that up. So I went and spent some time doing that interview yesterday. My whole point with that was I didn't have a cameraman. I had to utilize some camera help a little bit throughout the interview. I have some other things, but my God, it was so hot. Like I looked like you making a cooking video by the end of it yesterday. It was just terrible.
Dude, you know, you came in different circumstances for everybody in the chat or everybody watching this live right now. Normally when I'm doing a cooking video or anything like that, I'm like really put together, everything's organized. And when Tigs came over, it was more like, hey man, I'm drinking beer on the patio. It's just a dip recipe. There's nothing to it. And I had a really good time. But
he did.
It just sometimes it gets you like that. But yeah, the camera aspect of it, I'm telling you, I know from experience, me and my wife, like if my wife says, hey, like, well, I lie. she never says, "Hey, you want help?" It's usually me saying, "Hey, can you help me?" And I know what it would be like, and I know this is like a very bad analogy, but like a Hollywood director. I feel like when I'm so serious about my content, my wife's holding the camera and she's like doing something. I'm like, do this. And it's not that she doesn't want to do it. It's just the fact that we're both type A's. And she's like, oh, I'm already doing that. And I'm like, oh, God, like, if I can't tell you we can't do it, that's why God invented the tripod. The tripod
Yeah, that's
will
right.
argue with you, and it's your fault if the angle's not right. And the tripod is your friend.
The tripod was utilized heavily yesterday. I promise you, it was. But I still like having that person there that can do it. So I had to incorporate Harold's girlfriend to help be my camera lady and walk. But dude, just going through a hauler, all that stuff was just so much. It's just fun. My takeaway from coming to your house and watching you create content is I am doing it right. That's what I came away with. Like,
really?
Yeah, that was my takeaway. Is like, okay.
And same thing I told you, man. Like, so as long as you have that fight in you to, if everybody's saying, oh, you're not very big, and you keep pushing and doing which I think, like I told you too when you were here, I think you're as professional as anybody that's on radio, anybody else that I watch podcasts of. And if you keep doing what you're good at, eventually doors will open. And I think you're right around the corner from something good happening. So I'm so honored to be on your podcast for the second time and be hanging out with you. But man, I'm telling you, it was the same way. There's a lot of people that I would have called my friend that kind of laughed at the fact that I was doing cooking content on social media. But if you don't pay attention to that and you just put your head down and keep doing what you're doing, obviously it gets to a certain point, if it's not being reciprocated and it's not fruitful, you got to hang it up sometime. But
right.
But if you're moving in this direction, keep moving in that direction. Don't let anybody deter you from that, because that's it. It's like anything else. If somebody can dictate how much you put into something and how much you care about it. Now, and when I say that, obviously there are people that chase a dream way too far. Everybody can't be a content creator. And I don't mean that ugly, but if you're going in the right direction, and I know you are, man, just keep pushing. Because the more people that told me I couldn't do it, and I know this is so cliche, but I didn't give a shit. I just I put that in the back of my brain, and every day, there were days when I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning before I went to work, because I did used to have a regular job too. Yeah. And, I'd get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and get ahead of stuff and get my shit together and go to work. And I may have made a video or organized all my stuff before I got home from work, and then I did a video. But man, the naysayers are always going to be there, and it doesn't matter what you do. If you got people saying you can't do something, you probably do.
You're doing something right.
That's
exactly right. It still hurts though a little bit, Austin. So how did you get past hearing negative comments? We're good. I mean, we get an occasional one. The biggest thing that happens to us are the people that hate Bubba the Love Sponge. And so
I'm never not laughing at that.
I know. So that they come and they're hating on Bubba, so naturally they're going to hate on us just because we're a part of their deal. Or they may not like us. I don't know. They may not like the conversational style with Southerners, as Bubba says. But how have you approached dealing with haters?
Well, there's
because I know you've gotten them.
Yeah, there's times where I see comments and I'm not in a very good mood, and I might violate a community guideline or two, but no, it's just it's constant. The more exposure your video gets, the more comments you're going to get. So the way I look at it now, like the last time we did a podcast together, I posted the tri-tip video. Tri-tip video didn't do shit, but I told you that's the kind of recipes I want to put out. The video I put out today was a simple dip recipe. We talked about that on the last podcast. It's simple. It's not really what I would trademark myself as being good at. It's just something that I evolved into because people like to see it. It's easy recipes.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the more the more comments I get that are negative, I know when they're negative. Most of the time, every now and then you'll get one like, 5,000 views in that are saying something negative. But most of the time, it's because your video is doing really well. So it's kind of in my mind now because I've been doing it for a year and a half. I go, okay, well the video is doing really good. That's why people. That's why the a-holes are here because your video.
It's eating.
So you have to look at it like that too, and it's you can there's certain things you can do to kind of bully them back without violating community guidelines. A lot of times I post an emoji. It's this little emoji. Everybody probably knows what that means. There's another emoji, the violin
That's a good
emoji,
idea.
the violin emoji, and no community guidelines get violated that way, but they know what I mean.
That's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
See, that's what I wanted to know without just coming across and being. How do you respond if you respond at all? What I've done is not respond at all and just basically block them, which is what Brian Gilson says here is you got to ignore the haters. That's a fact. That is a fact. And I pretty much have. It doesn't bother me at all, but in a way, it does bother me a little at times if it's worthy. If what they're saying is kind of right, that bothers me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even if they're right, I'll never let them know. You know what I mean? Like it's
that. There you go.
What are you doing from your couch watching this video to tell me that I just spent 15 hours cooking, or even if it's a quicker recipe and it's 2 or 3 hours, and it took me an hour to edit. Just say I have 5 hours wrapped up in this video. I don't feel like unless you're a chef, and none of them ever are. Unless you have some really good certifications to come in here and criticize me, I don't care what you say and how you say it. If you're being negative towards what I did, I'll either block you or I'll say something back that's polite. It's almost like bless your heart. The old saying.
That's exactly right. Yeah, bless your heart.
You got to find some way to say bless your heart without violating community guidelines. Because I've had several. I mean, a year and a half in, I've had several where it's like, hey, you've been reported for bullying. And I'm like, well, what about what they said? I've had people tell me that I should
off yourself
for lack of a better phrase, and I'm just like, damn, I'm making cooking videos. It's not that serious. What's really wrong with you?
Our Brittany Khamille, right? Yeah. Well, Brittany she's been on the show, and she's so awesome. I love her. She's just fantastic. I can't wait. I've never met her in person. I can't wait until I do. But I've saw her say something. Oh, she made recently some ribs and potato salad like her mama does, and that's her thing. And her little boy wanted some wibs and all that. I get it all, and it's awesome. But she said the first time that she did this, she received death threats. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? It's potato salad and ribs.
Brittany's going viral a lot more often than I am. And, Brittany was following me before I was following her. And then we knew Hal mutually. And her and Hal were on live together because Brittany came down to visit Hal. And they were on live. I was in Alabama, and I jumped on live to talk to them. And I was bullshitting with Hal, and I always say, "What the hell's going on, y'all?" But with Hal on her live, I always say, "What the hell is going on?" And Brittany's sitting there, and she's like, "I think I follow him." So then after the live, I'm like, "God, well, who is this?" And I look it up, and I think she has like 1.8 million followers. And I'm like, God, how embarrassing! She's following me, and I'm not following her. So then we met in Mississippi about 4 months ago at an event that I was judging a crawfish boil at. Brittany is super salt of the earth. Anything you see in her videos that portrays her as being a very down-to-earth Southern girl, that's exactly how she is. My wife, Caroline, loves her. Super sweet. And she's not really after the big brand attention.
No,
she went on Next Level Chef. I auditioned for that show. I did
you?
a couple rounds of interviews, and when I found out who got the part, it didn't bother me as bad because it was Brittany.
Oh, okay.
I was in the final three from Louisiana,
Oh,
and
wow.
Brittany was getting it, and we talked about it, and I think she got knocked out in like the first round of the show, but
Yeah,
Brittany
she
was
did.
she's really good people, and Brittany, she's got I don't know, she's got one or two kids. She's
I
married,
think she
and
just has
she gets
one.
up. She's still got her 9 to 5. She gets up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. She'll
Yeah.
cook. She'll do a recipe and then go to work, and then she'll
Yep.
do all her kids stuff. And her thing is to get ahead on content, which I applaud her. I'm doing this full time now, and I have the seasoning involved too. But she'll get up and just do it before work. And dude, I can't imagine what about 9 a.m. feels like for her.
No, that's what I asked her when she was on. I said, Brittany, walk us through a day. And she went through it. And then at the end, I went, when do you sleep in this?
She's a beast, dude.
She is. It's motivating though to talk to people like her, and you are too, brother. Don't sell yourself short. You're up early, you were on live this morning at 4 a.m. Why I was up at 4 a.m. we won't get into. I
Me
couldn't.
either.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
are like, "Did you go to sleep yet?" I'm like, "Yes, I've been asleep."
My neighbor down the street, Renee, she's the one who wanted me to ask you the other day about your little bowls. Like, why do you always use little bowls in these videos?
Exactly. The same reason we were just talking about people coming in the comments and saying stuff. I
I get it.
I have bigger bowls in my house, Tigs.
I know
I
you do. I've seen them.
use the smaller bowls. Somebody always has something to say about me having a bowl that it
It's
ain't gonna fit in.
brilliant.
Guess what? By the end of the video, all that shit fits.
It does, doesn't it? Secret sauce. There it is. Because it does. It gets. How many comments would you say? Like, if you have a video, I don't know, it gets 100,000 views of comments about small bowl, and you get 1,000 comments on that video. How many are about the bowl? Like 150 at least.
If it's a video that got 100,000 views, there's probably at least 150 comments about the bowl. So,
That's
so it's
hilarious.
almost like they think that they're digging at me, but it's also like, you know, obviously the first time I used the bowl that wasn't big enough, it was an accident. And then I learned that all the comments were going crazy. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll use a bowl. And I ain't gonna lie to you, there's been recipes where I've used a bowl that I thought was going to be just big enough, and it wasn't big enough. And then I kind of go, hey, I relinquished, and I go, hey, I got
Look,
to put this in a bigger bowl.
leave it to Renee to.
You still there, Tiggs? Oh, Lord. Can y'all still hear me? Tiggs is gone. I can't see anything. It froze up. Y'all still there? Can y'all hear me at least? I don't know if y'all let me know in the chat if y'all can still hear me. I don't know what happened with Tiggs. I think his internet might have crashed. Let me know in the chat if y'all can still hear me. I'm still here. I'm the co-host. I got a host till y'all get Tiggs back. Texas Hillbilly, y'all can still hear me or what? All right, good deal. Tiggs will be back in here. He's the tech guy. He'll figure it out. Appreciate you, Brian. Thank y'all. Yeah, we're still here. So leave comments. Let me know what y'all want to talk about until Tiggs gets back. What's up, Travis? Y'all, luckily I do a lot of lives, so I know how to talk to the people. Y'all let me know where you're from in the comments. what y'all want to hear about when Tigs comes back on. Appreciate you, Paul. Then I'll lose y'all. Can y'all see? I don't do YouTube live much, but can y'all see how many people are in the chat? Brian said, "Tigs, where art thou?" He just called me. I can't call him back, right? I'm coming back by internet. His internet crashed. He's coming back. The man's coming back. But look, that's why Tig said I have to co-host. Let me get centered here. All right, everybody in here. I normally do TikTok live, so I'm looking at the comments. Everything's a little different for me. But if y'all want to leave comments, questions, whatever, y'all hit me in the chat until Tiggs gets back. We'll get this thing back going. But for now, leave me a comment, question, whatever, and we'll keep this thing going until he gets in here. 7,000 watching. Nice. Paul, appreciate you, brother. Travis Baker, appreciate you. Everybody let me know sound check's good. Y'all can see me. I appreciate y'all. I was about to go for a pee break, too, and then Tig's internet had to crash. If he's got e-tail, I might have to kill him. Appreciate you, Brian. But I've done a lot of these live, man. Welcome back, brother.
My entire internet just completely crashed. I tried calling you, but it looks like you took it on. See, this is why we have a co-host tonight.
That's why I said I got a co-host now. The problem was if I answered you, I was going to leave this. I was like, no, he'll be back. He'll figure it out. Say he's a tech guy. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, I got it. Just making sure. It just froze and went away. But, hey, I think everything's okay. Our good friends, CenturyLink, is not involved tonight, and they're good people, by the way. The fine folks at CenturyLink who took care of Blasi and all of his internet needs. I think maybe we need to have CenturyLink here in Baton Rouge,
You know what will probably happen? Somebody was probably pissing in a ditch and the fiber. You know how it is. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Look, these guys they've been used to it. They understand what happens here, that these lives just, you never know what the hell happened.
Big Travis said, Tig's got to pawn the show off on you, Austin.
Busted.
Dude, as soon as you left, I was like, look, Tig said I had to co-host, so here I am, y'all. I'm doing it.
That's what he does. And anybody who knows me knows that I don't they call them Irish exits? I don't tell you I'm leaving. I just leave.
Well, that was a hell of an Irish exit there.
That one was one where I reset my router that is right behind these beautiful little displays because it was just blinking. I ran in the house like, oh, my God, I've lost the internet. Everything's going, just something.
Dude, 5 more minutes and I was going to be like, hey, everybody go catch me on TikTok. I'll be right over there real soon.
It might have been the first night we completed the show on TikTok. So if this happens again, it won't. But if it does, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Austin will go live. He's a lot easier to find than us because, you got to be careful with Tig's bits. You got to spell it right. But
we need to tell them about that also.
Yes, we do.
So Tiggs hit a live with me on TikTok. I don't know, what was that, like a month ago?
About a month, yeah.
So he's like, hey, man, we want to get you on the podcast. And I was like, shoot me a DM, whatever. And he shot me a DM. We talked about doing the podcast. And I go on Instagram. And I assumed because he was following me, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I just type in like Tiggs or Tig. It would lead me to Brantland. So I didn't type in Tig's bits. I typed in Tig bits. And Lord have mercy. It's like I might as well have typed in Pornhub.
Old Tiggy.
I'm like, what is happening, man? Let me clear my search history. My wife's going to think I'm searching for things. Like, I'm satisfied. What is happening? I'm just trying to do a podcast with this guy.
It's unbelievable. So after you told us that, I decided to do the same search, and I got it all back. It's like Sydney Sweeney on blast. It's fantastic, but I don't suggest it. We want y'all to listen to us, come to our show, like us, subscribe. By the way, 49 minutes into this with technical issues. Haven't thrown that out yet. Please like, subscribe, and share this. We're going a little longer tonight. We're not. I don't know how long we'll go, but we're going.
Oh, we'll go good.
We haven't even got to half of the list that I have.
I'm gonna take a pee break, but luckily,
for sure,
and
you deserve.
I'm at. My bathroom is 5 feet outside this door.
It really is.
It takes me about 25, 30 seconds to pee and wash my hands, and I'll be right back with y'all.
You ain't.
It's
washing
like
your
a
hands.
commercial.
Don't even lie. But it's fine. If you need to
I
go.
wash my hands.
Go. I will hit the chat up while we're doing this. But yeah, I mean, we've got it. We're going to get to some college football here in a little bit. We ain't going in depth. We're just going to talk about there's some big games this weekend, which is going to be fun. I want to play the ABC theme for you whenever you get back. So I know that I set that up. Hopefully you didn't listen to it in between us talking. Okay, good.
Oh, I'm going to pee now. Since you're,
go pee.
I'm excited now. Now I want to see it. Hey,
yeah, we're going to go.
I had to keep them entertained because you didn't pay your internet bill. You keep them entertained.
He's so right. No, he's not really. He is he's pretty much right. But yeah, this will be a lot of fun. The ABC theme just came out, the new theme song, and it's going to be fun. It'll probably completely copyright tag this. Who cares, really, at this point with this show? It's fine. We can do that kind of stuff. If y'all haven't, share this sucker seriously wherever you're at. And there's something that I kind of want you guys to do a little bit. I haven't, we don't ever ask, and we should be asking this. If y'all listen to our podcast on the audio form, like if you listen on Apple or Spotify or anything like that, go in there and leave us a review. Bubba Army that thing up. Tell us you love it. Tell us you hate it. Whatever. Just give us some feedback. And we're trying to get the audio podcast kind of rolling a little bit more too. But our whole thing is YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of that stuff. So I know most of you guys that are in here right now are already following us over there, but share it with your friends. If you got some buddies that you know would just be down with hanging out with some people in a bar room, chilling, talking, having technical issues, all of that good stuff, then by all means, get them in on it. Gotta say, look, I love it. Blasi has retweeted us. I'm going to retweet Blasi's retweet. I was hoping that he might come in at some point. Blasi, you can always come in. We're going to go another 20 minutes or so come in. Austin is back. Hope he washed his hands.
I did. And, you know, everybody, Brantley's saying what he says, but he really did. While he was gone, he paid his internet bill. That's what happened.
That is what happened. I got it back online.
His card probably expired.
It did. I'd messed up. I forgot to pay it because I don't have it on auto pay. And I did get an email, and I hadn't paid my internet. No, I'm playing that.
What a host. What a host.
But it is. It could happen. It has happened. But not on a live.
I was going to freeze.
Oh, man. So, all right. I'm pulling this up right now. This is always kind of takes me a second to get it right. I've got it over here. Let me bring this screen over here so I'm not stretching my neck over here. But I'm going to pull this up. I think you're going to like it. You may not. I don't know.
Oh.
There's been so.
If I don't like it, I got to like it.
I'm not going to say anything else. Let me make sure I do this right. All right, I got to make sure I'm on the right screen. There it is, screen 3. Okay. All right. All right, so this is my Twitter. Y'all can see that. All right. Can you hear it?
Yeah. Where's Auburn? I'm looking. That was Auburn.
I haven't actually watched the video. I just listened to it.
I like it. It's a big gap. We've got the playoff and no CBS. I like it. Very close ball.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm not gonna keep going. It just keeps going. Like
No, I love it.
this
Man,
thing won't end.
Somebody graduated from Florida because there was like 5 clips of Florida in 20
They're
seconds.
so irrelevant right now.
Yeah, they suck.
They
Back
do.
when I was a kid, Auburn and Florida were big rivals, and I love watching them. And guess what? I just want to throw this out there for any of you Florida fans out here watching. Tebow never beat Auburn. Cheers to that for a new Miller.
A Diet Miller, everybody.
And as Blasi, as Blasi would say, it's a Diet Miller.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Man, it's Texas Hillbillies. It sounds like 80s theme music. It does in a way, but what it's the early 2000s. If you can go back to the Ron Franklin days, and you remember those.
Oh yeah.
Ron Franklin's the greatest.
Is that the one that used to say has 5, has 10? Is that guy?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and he got in trouble for some political reasons.
He did.
That's why he didn't call as many.
He did. That's right. Yes, and I was like,
dude, I love
Ron Franklin.
Yeah. So when I go back and like every season, like 3-4 weeks before the season starts, I'll go watch like old Auburn highlights on the couch because I'm a piece of shit. But
it's just getting ready for the season.
Everybody does it. So I've got to go back in the archives to find some good stuff. And man, when he called games, and do you remember Adrian Carson?
Oh, for sure. That tall dude. He was always in
the
best sideline guy of all time.
That was like right. It was before HD came out, and then it was when HD came out, dude.
Give me him and Dr. Jerry Punch making the call any night. And Dr. Jerry Punch still does NASCAR. But, I mean, what a name. I want to have him. I'm going to speak this into existence tonight, Austin. I want to have Dr. Jerry Punch on the show.
You should.
Why shouldn't I? Why should we not have Dr. Jerry Punch on the show?
What are we doing if we don't try?
We're gonna try, and it's gonna happen.
Let's put an application in to get verified on TikTok today. Guess what? It got denied. Cool. And they said, "Why do you want to be verified?" And I said, "Because people keep stealing my content and my videos and are making money off of it." And they're like, "Well, that's not good enough." And I'm like, "Okay, well, maybe next year."
Wait, hold up, time out. So you can't get verified with 300,000 plus subscribers?
No, so you have to submit an application with different publications that you've been posted in, things you've done to verify that you're like, I guess, legit.
Well, which send them Tigs bits. I mean, my God, what else? What other evidence do they need?
One of the. So you could send 4 links. One of the links was the podcast. If they want
that's the problem.
Like all these major news deals. So I didn't have that, but like Mississippi Queen, me and her are really good friends. Caroline Davis.
Oh yeah,
and she's got like 1.8 million or 1. Whatever it is, and we've been friends since I had like 30,000 followers. And I told her, I said, I'm trying to apply. I don't care about the blue check mark. The real problem I have is with people stealing my content.
Yeah.
And now it's like weekly. People send me like, "Hey man, did you get a secondary account?" I'm like, "Look, I'm gonna tell y'all this for the 1,000th time. I'm never gonna get a backup account. My password is, I don't even remember it. It's that complicated. I'm never getting hacked. Nobody's ever gonna steal my shit. I'm never getting a backup account. But being verified, that's really what's most important because somebody can. I know, like Bear the Voice. Now he has like 1.1 or 1.2 million followers. His account got hacked about 2 years ago when he had 1 million followers. And they actually held his account for ransom. They called him and told him he could pay X amount to get his account back. So he was like, the hell with you. And he ended up starting over from scratch. But they stole his account and they were trying to sell it back to him.
That's insane, man.
That's the only reason. I don't care about it for clout or my ego. The only reason I want to be verified is because people constantly create different accounts with a different number behind their username saying it's me, and it gets old.
One of the the people around here in Louisiana that gets a lot of heat online is Lady in the Bathroom. I'm sure you've seen her. She does dances and stuff. She
Yeah.
misspells the, kind of like your bowl trick. It's
Yeah, yeah.
TGE. It's, just to
It's all
piss people
intentional.
off.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. I think she's awesome. I like watching her stuff. She's great, but she gets all of that just heat. And then you see, I'll go on TikTok and there's Lady in the Bathroom. And then, like all of these sub accounts that are just hijack videos of hers. I've seen somewhere, I've seen a hijack video of yours too. Like, it's like Austin Dennis _1 or something. It's just like.
Well, I had a lot of fun with one guy. So one guy stole my account, which back then it wasn't that big of a deal. I think I had like, I don't know, maybe I just broke 100,000 followers and somebody stole my account. Somebody, 7 or 8 people text me that day. They're like, hey man, or DM me, hey, somebody stole your account. You got a backup account? I'm like, no. So I messaged the guy. And when you message somebody, it's different than comment. Like, they can't really report you. So I said a lot of shit to that guy. And I said, look, man, I've done a lot to build this platform. Basically, take this down or I'm going to haunt your effing dreams.
Yes.
And he still didn't take it down, but he never posted again. But what they do is they steal your name. They get to enough followers where they can monetize. Then they take your content that's viral and they post your viral content the same as you did, and they make money off of it. So, I mean, they might as well. In my mind, it may sound like I'm going overboard, but they might as well be shoplifting. In my mind, it's like
they are shoplifting. They're stealing everything that you did and that you worked for. No, that would piss me off. Driving me crazy. I'd be mad.
And you can tell on like TikTok and other platforms when you send somebody a message like that, which you could see when they read it, and they read the messages. I don't know if they were American or Saudi Arabian or Afghans. I don't know where they were from, but the message was clear. I told them a lot of shit that wasn't that I wouldn't tell to my mother.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Man, that's why I've tried to we've tried to get blue checks everywhere. We pay for it. I don't mind. The reason that we do that, it isn't for clout or any of that stuff.
It's insurance.
It's insurance. That's exactly right. I sell it every day. Why the hell wouldn't I buy that? You know?
And I do it on Facebook and Instagram. It's to protect me, and TikTok just doesn't offer that yet.
Yeah. I've had trouble with Instagram because my the Instagram page is linked to a personal page. It's linked to Facebook. I tried to verify it. I don't have the right profile picture. It doesn't have a picture of me. It's just our logo, and they wouldn't verify me. So it's like y'all are going to have to deal with Tiggy's mug for a little bit at some point here coming soon on Instagram.
My graphic designer, make a good little cartoon character of you, and you'll be good.
That's all we got. That's all we need. Just something like that. A caricature will work.
Yeah.
See? This is why I have Austin on tonight. We're going to talk a little shop while we're doing this stuff, too.
I don't know a lot, but I know a little bit.
He knows a lot. You don't get to 1 million
followers. I know what doesn't work.
Social media.
I know what doesn't work for sure. I can't tell you what doesn't work.
I can tell you that, too. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot in the last 3 years, and I've thrown a lot of darts at the wall, just like, boom, boom, will this work? Yeah. And it's like, no.
But once you get enough data, you go, man, this is what worked. This is what didn't work. And you keep doing what you're doing, but you do it a little bit better.
Yeah, that's exactly what that conversation with ChatGPT was like today. It got fascinating. I probably should have recorded
it. Sorry. you and your robot girlfriend.
I love her, man. I love her, okay?
She's beautiful.
She's everything I've ever dreamed of. I haven't named her yet. I still call her ChatGPT, but you can name them. You can say, ChatGPT, I want to change your name to...
Okay, so while we're on the subject, if you could name her, if she's been so great for you, what would you name her? Like, if you had... I know you're married. I'm married, too. What would you name her if it was, like, your fantasy... What would her name be?
I don't have a fantasy necessarily, but the first name immediately that came to mind was Amber. I would name her Amber because I love 311, and Amber is the color
311.
of her energy. She just brings me good chill vibes, so I would
What's
call her Amber.
311?
You don't know 311?
Is that a band?
Oh boy, yeah, we'll get
Is that
into
a
that.
band? So I was
Yeah,
born in '88. What year were you born in? 1960.
basically, yes, about 88. I'm 10 years older than you, dude. Yeah, you're
You born in
36.
the
I'm
'70s?
46. I was born in the 70s, just like my
Gee,
boy's 311. I
I don't
love
know.
it.
I feel like in spirit we're the same age.
1,000,000% we
You know,
are.
you
And
hang out with somebody, you're like, man, that guy's the same age as me.
yeah, it's the beard. It's that sexy beard on you. And no, I mean you're the demographic I'm trying to go after here, Austin. So I'm glad that
You got me.
apparently after all of my conversations with Amber today, I learned that my demographics are 35 to 55, baby. But
Really?
really, so you got
Well,
to
at least
nail
you
it
know
down,
them.
know what
At
you're
least you
doing.
know them.
At least you know them.
A lot of people
Mainly,
don't realize that. People act like, and because I do so much barbecue, and I guess like the Cajun recipes and stuff that go along with the barbecue, and like doing stuff in the kitchen too. My demographics have almost been 50-50 since I started. And
really,
when I
that's
started
fantastic.
telling that to brands, they're like, "That's crazy," and I'm like, "I don't know. Is it? Is that crazy? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
have anything to base it off of. What can I attribute that to?" And they're like, "No, that's really good." So even if it might be 56, 44, or whatever, but it's never like so teetered one way that it messes with brands. Because a lot of brands, when you apply to do stuff with like Duluth Trading or Dr. Pepper, all of those people, when you apply for it, they've already seen your content. They want you to put your application in and say what your demographic is, what your male to female ratio is. All that stuff goes into account. And my agent's been like super helpful. She's so when I was, it's so funny when I was negotiating for myself, which thank God I have her now. But I mean, things that I would do a video for like $500. She's like, my God, you did a video for them for $500. I'm like, I mean, it took me
I was
an hour.
happily.
Like it took
Yeah.
me an hour. I made $500 an hour. And she's like, yeah, well, like that brand would have paid you like $7,000 to do that video. And I'm like, okay, well, show me. And so when we first started our little contract, it took about a month and a half. And me and my wife were talking one night, and she's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if she's really pulling her weight. And she told me, she said, it'll take me about a month or two, and we'll get you going. And man, she was right. She's in her late 20s. She lives in LA, and she's very connected. She's at a very big agency, and they're used to dealing with people from 100,000 followers to 10 million followers, or maybe even more than that.
Wow.
So I'm not a drop in the bucket to them. So they're used to dealing with that, and they're all connected to all the big brands, and they bring a lot of shit. Like I did the Dr. Pepper video a couple of weeks ago. I did the Walmart videos and stuff, and all of that is because I have an agent now. I could have never. So the problem is, as a creator on social media, you can't get in front of those brands unless you have representation. So uh, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You got to pay a little commission. You got to give them your 20% cut. But hey, the 20% cut ain't that bad when
When
you
they're
were
go,
charging 500, and she's like, well, you should have been charging thousands. So it's like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, she get that. Well, that's where those percentages come in, and that's why where you and I would be like, well, hell yeah, I'll do that for $500. It took me an hour to do that. I'll take that
Yeah,
$500 an hour. They're
yeah,
like, no. You do that for 1,000. That's so they get their little cut. I get it.
yeah,
I get it. They get their $200 or $300 out of that 1,000. We get our 600 or 700. Everybody wins. It's cool. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm willing to talk to her. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I usually do like 7 or 8 brand videos a month. But the first month after my son was born and I went full time doing this, I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to do this full time. And she's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, I just had a baby. Like, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it'll be fine. And in my mind, I'm like, it'll be fine, but like, you better figure it out.
Quick.
I did 18 brand videos that month. And I've never done that many before, but it was just in my mind, it was like, you have to do as much as you can do to make sure that she understands that this can happen. I busted my ass. And when I say I did 18 brand videos, I mean, I did 18 brand videos and I still did my normal content. So instead of like, just say that month had 30 days in it, I did 18 brand videos and I still probably posted 20 of my own videos outside of that.
So you had to double your
38
production.
videos in a month, dude. I was toast. And at the end of that month, though, my wife's like, I think you can do it. And I'm like, yeah, me too.
We're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're riding this.
Well, like I told you, and you corrected me the other day at your house, I still think it took balls to do that, to step out on that leap of faith, to jump out there and go, we're going to make it. We're going to do this. It's encouraging, and it's good to hear as a content creator, and you got to start thinking of yourself in those terms. I think that's when the light switch happened for you. Like, I like doing this. This is fun. I'm not going to lie to everybody. I'm an attention whore. I enjoy attention. That's just the fact. I kind of got a feeling Austin isn't too far from me. And we just like a little old pat in the back, and you made me laugh, and that's my love language. Yep, okay,
mine too, man. I'm a class clown. I'm not an affirmation. I'm not an affirmation seeker by any stretch.
No, I'm not really.
That's my wife's love language. I'm usually like, as far as like marriage goes, I'm kind of an acts of service guy. So like, you do something around the house or you do something to help me. That's my love language. But I've been a class clown since I was born.
Oh yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah. Do I want to make people laugh? And in my case now on social media, it's like, are people liking your content? That's my version of making them laugh.
That's correct.
So when
I look at it the same way.
It's like, okay, cool. But if I have a week where all my videos are tanking, it's like, man, what am I doing wrong? But then I started realizing, so now I'm posting to 4 platforms. And I may post a video to Instagram and it'll do 10,000 views. And on TikTok, it may do 1 million views. So then I finally got to the point when I was posting on all these platforms where I realized that even if you feel like you made like really shitty content, it's all about the time, it's the algorithm, and it's the platform. So it doesn't mean that you're doing a bad job of producing content. So now I don't, like I told y'all the last podcast episode, I don't really care. Like, I put the content out that I know I'm good at. If it doesn't do good, that's fine. But like, at the end of the day, it may go viral on one platform and the other platform it may tank. But you just gotta be consistent and keep posting. And anybody out there that's looking to do content, I would encourage them to be introspective. Understand if you're capable of it, because that's very important. Like, I'll never be an astronaut. I'm not walking on the moon anytime soon.
I would love to, though.
If you figure out that you can be a good content creator, keep working at it and do it. Just same thing with you in the podcast. Like, it's if you have the niche to do it and you're very good at it, which I know you are, keep doing it. But there's a lot of people out there that they're throwing shit at the wall to see if it sticks. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, that's just, everybody can't go viral. And, I've been doing this, and we talked about this in the last episode too. You don't go viral just because you have followers. That's not how the algorithm works. I don't get a step ahead of anybody. So I always have to be ahead of the game with my content, the way I post it, how I post it. It never gets easier.
No, I've discovered that as we're going, it's almost like the more attention that you get, the harder it becomes a little bit. But some of that I too think is part of you. Like, oh, I had this video. In my case, 25,000 views on a video is fantastic over here. But eventually it's going to get bigger and bigger. But still, that's a small football stadium. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy that many people saw something that I did. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
And we've had some that have gone bigger and bigger than that, you know, but it's, you get one, and I have the same deal. You put one on Instagram, it gets on 1,000 views. You put one on TikTok, it gets 250,000 views.
Yeah,
No rhyme or reason to it, really, that
I
I can understand.
Posted all the videos within 30 minutes of each other. Same hashtag, same description, and it's just sometimes it picks it up, sometimes it doesn't. And
Yeah.
So then you at this point, I really post. I do post what I think will work, but I also post whatever I want to post. So I don't bank on, this is going to go really good. Like today, I didn't know the beer cheese dip. Let's be real. I knew it wasn't going to do real good. Tigs was with me. I had an out of body experience. We were having fun. We were drinking beer, and I tried to edit that video to make it great. It just wasn't great, and
You still put it out though. You still put that sucker out
because I had to. I mean, I felt like I worked hard for that, and then
you did work hard.
I never posted a video of a final recipe still in a pot, but I did, and we dipped that pretzel right in the skillet, and that was how it was. And
hey, it was good. I had some of it too. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
You talk, I'm glad you liked it. And me and you talked before we came on tonight, and it's the names, man. People don't realize that my dips aren't that complicated. There's nothing complex about it that you can't make.
Austin, I think that's what people love, is that they are not like your dip that you did today. Screw you if you're going to get on to me for buying cheddar cheese in a bag.
Yeah.
I don't want to grade it. After your troubles the other day, I understand. Why would you? You had a little bit of issues with
and those videos, like the last podcast, I'm telling you, like the tri-tip, awesome recipe, one of the best sandwiches I've ever made, if not the best sandwich. And then I make a dip today that probably cost me $12.50, and the difference, and posted about the same time of day. The difference in the tri-tip video, I think it had gotten like 3,000 views when we jumped on last time. And this dip video today, I don't know, it was at like 40,000 on Instagram.
Good Lord.
In a couple hours. And
it was in my feed, but I mean, of course,
and I know how Instagram's going to do. Instagram's a slow burn. Instagram's not going to 100,000 views overnight. But if you get 30 or 40,000 views on Instagram,
it's going to rip. Yeah, it's going to get over 100.
In the next few days, that video is going to do 1 million plus.
Oh, it's a great time to drop that, Austin, on Thursday with college football and everything getting started. There's a very, very strong chance that dip will also, because it's a great video. Y'all go check his stuff out. Austin Dennis 88 everywhere. Go check him out. That dip's definitely going to be made at Tiggy's house this weekend, but I'm going to kick it up and I'm going to make a little video with it. I'm not going all your video style, but I'll have something from it. I'm smoking briskets this weekend.
After you sent me that last video of the turkey, I think you really should try to just dabble into doing a video here or there. I think you have a better niche for it than you think.
Oh, I want to do it. I love it. I really do. I mean, but I also don't want to get cornered into like that's what's expected of me. I don't want to just do only cooking videos, though. I'm the cook here at Tigs Bits here at the house. I'm the cook. I cook a lot. I love to cook. That's why you and I are a lot alike.
It'll never be like expected of you. What you'll find out is you don't know what you're good at. The internet will tell you what you're good at.
That's true. Just do it, like you
do
said.
Whatever
just do it.
Do whatever they tell you to.
Okay.
You work for them.
It seems to be working. Speaking of someone who told me what to do, and it flat out worked out for us. Texas Hillbilly 88 with that $10 Venmo. That $10 Venmo. I saw that. Hillbilly, sorry about that. Speaking of cones and donations and all, but we'll take that sucker. I promise you, and appreciate it. I saw that just before my whole deal messed up, and then sorry I didn't get to that earlier.
He's gonna pay his internet bill.
That $10. That $10 is gonna go a long way.
Next month's already getting paid.
It's exactly right. We're gonna pay it forward. But ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, the one and the only Mr. John Costecker! John is in the house. So always love it with Mr. Kosteka.
I was waiting on him to come on the screen. I'm like, damn, this guy's coming in. He's in the back room.
I wish he was coming in. He will be soon. John would come to Baton Rouge to have lunch with the Tigs Bits crew, including Austin Dennis. Of course, he is part of the Tigs Bits crew now. Y'all got to get used to this. I think y'all will. Austin's going to be a regular. Blasi and Handler don't know that, but I don't think they have a problem with it. So I know they don't. They're going to have to deal with it.
Talk too much. I'm that guy.
Look, they have their people that are right next door to them that they can go to the Flora-Bama and get somebody, or Blasi and Handler could get together if they wanted to. Yeah, Blasi always has these guests. I don't have anybody besides my neighbors who kind of, I think I keep calling their bluff. And I've got a spot like right here, and I have a place I could put another camera right here, and we could just sit facing this way with different cameras, different camera angle. We could do it in studio, baby.
Hey, we got to get the sky cam too. We need the sky cam to drop that. You know what I'm talking about? We got to have a sky cam.
I'm going to get you over here, and we're going to figure the camera situation out in this room.
I'm coming to your 5,000 square foot house. I'm coming.
Yeah, I know you are, and we're going to put something up there. The sky cam got a GoPro. We're going to rig this out. Austin and I will start doing some of these live together. Chat, what do y'all think about that? I think y'all would like that.
It'd be fun.
I know I'd like that. They would like it. All right. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to this.
Hey,
Let's finally get down to business.
What a pregame. I love
it. I knew we would have no issues tonight.
I told my wife, I was like, there's no time limit on this podcast.
No time limit. I like to cut it to around an hour and a half, though. I think that's just an hour is always the target for us. A 45. Here's our window. Okay, when we do our TV show, we try to keep it to 45 minutes. That didn't work out for our TV show. I had to break it into two parts. It was too good to edit out. I couldn't edit an hour and a half down to 45 minutes and capture what the hell we talked about. So we did it in two parts. Can't make a habit of that. So we try to, keep it to around 45 minutes when we do a TV show. Next week's big secret here, everybody. Just so y'all know the Labor Day schedules around here. Last week's Bubba show will be next week's TV show. So hope y'all don't get tired of seeing it. It was a good one with just me and Blasi, but it was 45 minutes, and it made it easy on your boy over here to chop that up and cut that into some commercials and stuff. And then probably the following week after that, it's going to be this week's Bubba show, which does have JR the Handler, Blasi, and myself. We recorded that little thing on Monday. But it's a good show. I think everybody will enjoy it. It's just nothing. It's all evergreen content that we talk about.
And just so I can interject, when I did the show with JR and Blasi, I'd never talked to them before, and they're Alabama fans, and JR could not believe it because Tigs left it open. We did not get to get acquainted together before, and I straight up was like, yeah, I don't give a shit about Alabama fans. And,
I loved it.
And so I got up. Somebody came to my door during the podcast, and I got up and left the room. And I didn't see it back until after it was already out. And JR was like, man, seems like a good guy, but I'll never eat anything he cooks. And dude, I died because we were having such a good time. And he did not like when I said that because he didn't know. I think he assumed I was an LSU fan.
He did.
When I hit him with that, Tigs was like, oh, my God, I'm so glad this came out.
Yeah,
but it's so much more fun when it comes out organically like that.
It is.
And, when I listened to that back, I was literally crying laughing. Because he said, man, he seems like a good enough fellow, but I'll never eat anything cooked.
We're going to change his mind on that for sure. Look, it's like somebody said today, our boy WSFMP, Mr. Widespread Panic himself, Fontaine, Auburn guy. He's going to Auburn game this weekend. He said, man, I thought JR, he was in the Bubba chat this morning I was in. He goes, man, I thought JR graduated from Troy. He's one of them Alabama people claims that too, just like everybody else in the whole state that didn't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you know, so when Blasi asked me, when he asked me, because you're not an Alabama fan, you're a Troy Trojan. He knew I was an Auburn fan, right? I don't know him enough to know if that's what he meant, but he was like,
no. He 1,000,000%. Yes, no, he 1,000,000% did that. So when we do little bits of controversy, we like to ask some questions. So yeah, I think he already had. Are you in Alabama? I don't know if he knew that you were from Alabama prior to that. I did, but I don't know if he did. And so I think he uncovered that, and that's why he went the Troy angle, because he's actually. Blasi is not an Alabama fan. I don't think he's a hater, but he's a Troy fan through and through. Make no bones about it.
Stadium, baby.
He's a group of 5 guy. He will fight you to the end over it, just like those guys will. Shout out to the group of 5 guys. Love them. We didn't do what we had talked about doing this summer, which was have a group of 5 guys. There's a guy here in Baton Rouge, AYS, Blake Ruffino. You probably don't ever see him because you're not an LSU fan, but he does LSU stuff. He's awesome. We all talked about having a show this summer, and then flat out it just never happened. You know how it goes. And now they're busy doing their stuff. We're gonna leave college football to the experts, but you're gonna get the barroom point of view over here.
Yes, everybody's an expert. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's an expert. Whoever you pull for, you know what's going to happen. Nobody else does. We're all biased, and we know what's going. The season is going to be exactly how we picture it until it doesn't happen.
It could be week 1 if you're Florida State. So that brings us right in. We're caught up now. Week 1 now of football. Week 0, Florida State loses to Georgia Tech, and that's really the only meaningful game. Tonight, we have North Carolina at Minnesota. I think it has kicked off. I think it was I think it was delayed till 8, so it's probably going on right now. So that should be fun. I have no idea about either school, but you got Mac Brown, you've got Max Johnson, who's going to be a good game. I think it could be a good game if Minnesota's still rowing the boat.
Minnesota and who?
And North Carolina. The Tar Heels.
I know that was tonight. I'm gonna turn it on.
It's happening right now.
I'll give you live updates. I'm gonna turn it on without volume.
See you, Brian. He says, have a great weekend. We'll see y'all next week.
Appreciate you, Brian. Thanks for coming home.
Iggy is in the house. What is up, Iggy? He says everybody's an expert until they're not. That is correct.
Iggy is correct.
Look, the only take that I have is on my Tigers, not yours. Your Tigers aren't going to have any issues this weekend, so nothing to worry about. They're not even on my list. Here are notables.
We donated a lot of money to them.
That's right. Here are the notables. Tonight you have North Carolina and Minnesota. You have Murray State and Mizzou. I think that's on the SEC network. And then you have Arkansas Pine Bluff versus Arkansas. So 2 of those 3 aren't good.
Minnesota are playing. That's actually a good game.
That's actually, I know that it's on Fox.
So you know how I blame it on? Siri. I asked Siri today. I said, "Who's playing college football today?" And she told me all these terrible games, and I was like, "Okay, I don't care to watch any of those." And then when you said that, I'm like, "God, am I?" So it's the first quarter. It's like 4 minutes left. So look, we're watching.
There it is. There we got it. We got it on. I love it, dude. It's so good. There's college football on.
Right, Tigs?
Do what?
We're staying for a little while, right?
Heck yeah. Yo, chat. Y'all down with this? I may have to
90-minute whiz.
Well, there you go. Good, because whenever he gets back, your boy did not have an emergency.
I'll co-host when I come back.
They're perfect. See, he already knows. Your boy. We'll leave his screen up so we can see the game. Your boy over here did not have the opportunity to take that whiz in the internet panic, but we made it. we made it. So, yeah, there's some big games this weekend happening, and we'll get into more of that. But tonight, Murray State, Mizzou, no big deal on that one. We'll see if Mizzou can rack up a ton of points. I'm sure that one's live. Arkansas and Pine Bluff. Hopefully, old Cold Beer can handle that for Justin Moore and the Arkansas Razorback fans. Quick question. Want to throw this out. Paul, I know that you'll answer this, and anybody else. Who else is a Justin Moore fan? His latest songs that he's been coming out with, like This Is My Dirt, his song with Randy Houser, these songs are incredible, man. I think he's doing some of his best work, and I'm not saying that because, I mean, y'all would just think I was saying that if JR was in here, and I'm not. I can't get This Is My Dirt out of my head. I just flat out can't, and just I'm kind of missing JR tonight, to be honest with you. But what is y'all's favorite Justin Moore song? If any of y'all are huge fans, I know Paul is. I think I know Paul's favorite. Oh, look who we got. We got Mr. Brant Marshall. Bug is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, interesting story with Mr. Bug. He has purchased some nice stereo mic equipment, podcasting equipment, and he'll be set up probably coming back in next week, and he's going to be kind of a fixture on these lives too. So looking forward to that. Bug had something come up too. Unbelievable that we even got a show off tonight. Y'all would have been stuck with me by yourselves. That would have been terrible. It wouldn't have been terrible, but we wouldn't have gone this long. I can definitely tell you that.
All right, go pee, brother.
All right, I will. You take it over, and I'll be right back.
I got you. I think I can see everybody's comments. What's up, y'all? If you're new here, me too. What's up, y'all? If you got one, raise one. Tell me if you off for the weekend. That's awesome. Monday's obviously a holiday for everybody, but I encourage getting in an Uber. Don't drink and drive. Don't be a weirdo. Who we got in the chat? We got Paul Rogers said Justin Moore. I'm not familiar with his music. I'll check it out tonight. I don't know who you are talking about. Blasi, help me. What did he help you with? What did he help you with? I think I could see all the comments, man. I don't know. I'm new here. Let's get back up and read some. You as well, Iggy. Can y'all tell how many people are in the chat? Like, I have no idea. There could be 5 people in there. It could be 500 people. I have no fucking effing clue. Sorry. I didn't bleep myself out. Blasi, for you, buddy. Diet Miller's, buddy. We got to do one soon, brother. 11. There's 11 people in here? Hell yeah. That's amazing. Really killing it. But that's all right. We've been on for a while. Hey, man, that was quick.
All right, I'm back.
Wash your hands?
I did not. I hand sanitized them, though. Does that count?
Yeah, that works.
All right, good. This is, let's see. All right, Texas Hillbilly. I threw out the question. I'll ask you this, Austin. Favorite Justin Moore song?
Redneck Side.
There you go. All right.
I can't hide my redneck side.
There it is.
Because that song literally, it's really, I like a bunch of his music, but that song literally is me to a T. Like, especially now that I'm married to a classy lady. Like, dude, that's me.
She is a classy lady.
Pool at 2 a.m. Like, yeah.
It is you. I love that. Man, I don't know what my favorite. It's hard for me. That's what I was telling them. Is This Is My Dirt is one of his newest songs. But my God, I love it. I love that song. I got to be on stage with him and hear him play it live and just be right there. And I mean, it's just that's everything that.
I think Small Town USA would be a close second.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that song. Even if you don't like Justin Moore, like everybody knows that song. You know what I
Everybody
mean?
knows that one, and that's why you drink. Everybody knows that
Yeah,
song. I mean,
yeah.
I've got to say that has to be his biggest hit.
What's the
That's
one?
why we drink.
I'm trying to think of the song name. Midnight in Albuquerque, drunk again on a little while. What's that song?
Paul will know it.
Yeah.
Paul will know it. But yeah, Justin Moore, man, unreal. Love that dude. Nice guy. He's one of us too.
You got to meet him?
Yeah, I met him, and he's coming on. He's going to come on the show here at some point. We've kind of held out for a long time with him. Like, we know we got that guest. you know, like,
yeah,
that's a given. But funny thing, and never mentioned, and since Blasi isn't here, and I might as well tell this, a little inside Iggy for you Bubba Army folks out there tonight. So, first time I met Justin Moore, JR had set up, JR had somehow or another, I think JR this is what happened. JR told Justin that we were going to do a podcast, and it was like post-show. It was after a show, and Justin was like, okay, whatever, you know. Because once they do these shows and all, you're wired. Like, you've gone, I've been with them. So, like, you're wide open at the end of that show. It's just like at the end of this show, I can't just go to sleep and wind down. Just we've been talking and moving. It takes a little time to unwind.
It'll take me 4 or 5 beers to get to sleep.
Exactly, but you'll find your way there. Same thing. So he was going to take his time, which is the most valuable asset that he has, to spend it with us. Somehow or another, JR had convinced him of this. So, unbeknownst to the rest of us, that this was a podcast, that we were recording a podcast. It was recorded just to have some general recordings, but JR had sent out this group text to everybody, like all of his fraternity brothers that Blasi and he were in, to come and jump in this thing, and we're just hanging out. Thought it was like what we're doing, but not really for everybody else to see.
Yeah.
That thing went off the rails, bro. I mean, it's so bad. Like, it was not even.
Sometimes that's the best. That's the best time.
It's unrecoverable as far as like anybody could listen to it. It's the audio's so up and down and bad. Like, I had to get with Riverside. We wanted it so bad. So here's what happens with Riverside. If you shut it down and you just slam it down and you think that it's going to, just stop, it just stops recording.
Yeah.
You can log back in and it'll finish uploading and all that. JR did what we just did. He went out, took a whiz, and Justin and I are talking, and we got into football. And we were having a good conversation.
He's a big Razorback fan.
I know. He hates LSU. Like, he hates LSU.
But that's all right.
But he's married to a girl from Louisiana. So I mean, he has to live with that. Same with JR.
Oh, is he married to a girl from Louisiana?
Yes, he is. A girl from Houma, Louisiana. Just like JR. But they didn't know this before, and I think the girls do know each other, but they didn't before. Like, crazy that's how that whole world ended up. We'll let JR explain all that. But we're doing this podcast, which was not a podcast at all, with Justin Moore, and we're sitting there and we're just enjoying it. He and I started talking, started getting a little heated, but in a fun way. Like, we're just razzing each other. Like, there was no ill will whatsoever. We're just talking.
Not to be confused with razzing.
Razzing. We're razzing each other.
Not rizzing. Rizzin's like, well, the kids say rizzin's like when you're swooning a lady.
Oh, that's when you riz. That's when
you riz. You riz it. Sorry.
No, we were razzing.
Sorry.
So we're just going off, and somehow or another, Joe, he started to go in, and I still remember where it ended. He's like, yeah, but that Joe Burrow is and then bam, ended. That was the end of that. And I was about to come through the screen on the other side, but it wasn't like, we were having fun. Like, we were having fun.
So how tall is Justin in real life?
Do what?
How tall is Justin in real life?
He's not real tall, man.
Like 5'7"?
On a good day, probably. Yeah.
Damn,
I mean,
really?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not being
That's
mean or
awesome.
anything. He's not
No,
tall.
no, no. I mean, his height's his
I mean,
height.
you could look at the pictures
Hey,
of
it's
him
not
with
your fault, Tigs.
no, it's not my fault. I mean, you and JR, you're a little taller than JR. JR is probably 6'1". You said you're 6'2". I believe that. Yeah, you're a big old boy. Uh, no, I mean, there's not a lot of times that I take pictures with somebody and I'm taller than them, honestly. I mean, I'm not short, but I'm 5'11". I'm 5'10". Who are we kidding? But I'm 5'11" with Hocus.
Uh, um,
Much taller, though, Justin Moore in those pictures. But
Paul Rogers, do you know Riley? Yeah, I love Riley Green.
Riley
Man.
Green.
So if I had to pick 5 artists right now, I would go. I'd probably go Luke Combs, Zach Top. Damn.
Dude, Zach Top, I love it. You were playing Zach Top when I pulled up to your house the other day. I went, oh, man.
So
Have you listened to Gavin Adcock yet?
I did. I listened to it today in the truck. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I just haven't explored it enough.
Yeah.
It takes me like, I don't know, like 25 beers, and then I like it. But
you got to relate.
Yeah. So like Justin Moore, always on the radio. Somebody that no one remembers that's got really good music, especially his older albums. Chris Young, love Chris Young.
Oh yeah.
That Neon album, that is pure gold. So Riley Green, Luke Combs, Chris Young, Garth Brooks. That's usually what's playing on my radio. I've come around to the Morgan Wallen movement. I don't really give two shits about the walk up and all the hype behind that, but you know,
when he's going on stage, all
yeah,
that.
I just all that stuff kind of ruins it for me, and I get it. He's
it's good
doing
social media content.
Yeah, it's entertainment, and I get that, like the people that want to see him like that, but that stuff is what ruins it for me. I really don't care. I don't care what he's doing, and it took me so long to like his. So if anything is mainstream and anything is trending, you will find me not liking it for a very long time. I'm not a trendy guy, and as ironic as that is, like I need to be trendy, but deep down inside my soul, music and everything else, I don't really care about trends.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Don't give me pop stuff. Like Zach Top, not pop, but he's about to be pop. Like he's going to be pop. He's going to be pop. He isn't going to be pop. You're just going to hear his stuff so much that you're going to start to associate that he's pop in about 6 months. He ain't pop. He's not pop whatsoever. He's going to be turned into the new pop. That will be country music.
To me, what a good example of someone that's like really talented and probably one of the best in the business that I do not want to hear one more song from is Chris Stapleton. When Chris Stapleton came out, I couldn't get enough of his music. And now, when I hear it, I've heard everything. Every song's the same to me. And Jelly Roll. I told my wife the other day, I'm riding the car. I'm telling y'all, this is a effing true story. I'm riding the car. I was feeling pretty good, like doing some content that day, whatever we're doing. We're going to the post office. I think I literally was going to the post office to deliver some orders. And that song by Jelly Roll, I Am Not Okay, came on.
Yeah.
And I kind of immediately started feeling depressed. And I'm like, that's kind of how his music's trending. And I'm not super excited about listening. Like, if it's a real country song and it's about like life and all that, like I can get into that.
Like Zach Top.
If I'm in a good mood and I listen to your song for 35 seconds and I'm in a depressed mood, I can't listen to you anymore, man. I think you're great. I think you're a millionaire. I think you're doing really good, but you don't need me. And I don't want to feel depressed.
That's right. No, I'm the same way, dude. I'm the same way. I have to have poppy music. Not poppy music, just happy music.
Little Taylor Swift Eras Tour, is that what you got going
I ain't
on?
afraid of Taylor. Not at all. Look, my daughter is a huge Taylor Swift fan. I'm a Swiftie. I don't mind saying it.
I still don't get it. I don't know why it's so
I don't get why you would pay that much to go see a concert.
I don't know why it's so unbelievable. What Garth Brooks was doing in the 90s, that was unbelievable. What Taylor's doing is I mean, in 5 years when she's 40, like, what do we do? Like, is she still going to be singing to
No. I mean, look at
17-year-old girls and 14-year-old girls?
you know who the model is for that to see if you want to know the answers, you just look back in history. Madonna, go back and look. She ain't going to be doing the same stuff, but she will always like she's in her era because this is her prime. This is her she's in her Kelsey era. She is literally in her prime. I mean, she's in her prime of I think as big as she's ever going to get, as hot as she's going to get, like as far as money wise, not looks. I'm talking money, pop, all of that charts, all that stuff.
It ain't from my end. It's not from looks.
No.
And she's not the best singer, honestly. Like
but she's a hell of a
songwriter. I don't mean that like obviously I can't sing, so I'm not being. I don't want to sound like the same people that are derogatory towards me and my cooking content and post comments that are so negative. The thing is like there's so many good musicians. I don't think Taylor's in the top 50 of singers. Performers, I mean, she's in the top 5. There's no doubt.
Well, that's where she gets it. I mean, that's where the deal comes in because there's no doubt her live performances are phenomenal. I mean, I've watched some of the concerts and just all the. I mean, the production value, everything that goes into that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Oh, I want to be there so bad. I want anybody have tickets to the Superdome. You want to make Tiggy happy? I need 2, one for me and one for my daughter. And I want to go.
The Superdome is one of that was 74, I think was when it was built. It's insane that they've adjusted and renovated that place to be able to figure out how to make it still a state-of-the-art venue.
How well built?
But it's they do really good with it. Like the way they've renovated it, and last year was the first game I'd ever gone to. I went to the Saints Detroit game, and man, the Superdome, it ain't no scratch, man. It was a fun experience, man. The flow of it, the way they've done it for an old stadium like that, it didn't seem old.
No, and that's the thing. The way they designed
the parking seemed old.
Yeah, the parking is old. Everything around it is
really old.
The inside's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The inside is amazing, for sure. Brent Marshall, a.k.a. Boog, says, do you listen to Paul Cauthen?
I don't know who that is.
Cocaine Cowboy. So you'll like him. You'll like Paul. What's the name of that song, Brent? Give it to us. Travis Baker says Alex Key has some good tunes similar to Zach Top. We need to check him out.
I'll check him out, man.
For sure. And check out some of that T-Birds, too, while you're out there. Some of that T-Birds.
T-Birds is the truth.
It is the truth. And then Paul says Brian Fraser. Brian Fraser kicks ass, that's for sure. Just, look, that's what's so fun about doing this stuff is you get folks in the chat that are throwing out names. You don't know all these people, but it gives you homework to go back and do. That's part of the fun of this show for me is the stuff that and there's no doubt 100% my favorite time of doing this show, and it's turned into it this year. And we started this in December of last year, just kind of like, let's try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Is the lives. I mean, our entire podcast is really like our podcast that goes out on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. The audio versions of this podcast come from the lives primarily now, and but it's the funnest part because we get to interact with people.
Yeah,
so fun.
And same thing for me. Like I'm trying to get better on the YouTube side of it. We've kind of been trying to push that for the last few months. So. But yeah, man,
YouTube's hard, isn't it? Like it's hard to.
Social media is like so. In perspective to how I feel about it, social media is like the steer I never roped, and I'm not a steer roper. Like so, I'm just constantly over here. Basically, I might as well be throwing a damn paper football trying to do it. But we figured out a little bit of the time. But yeah, YouTube's a whole nother animal. YouTube pays really good. If I had the same following on YouTube as I have on TikTok, I'd be in a lot better
rolling.
shape. Yeah, it just everything's different. So I could post this like we talked about before we got on the show today. I could post the same content on TikTok and it could do 5 million views. I post it on YouTube and it gets 10,000 views. So
It's crazy.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, but now I post all my content everywhere. But
That's what we started doing kind of from the jump. I thought it was like, I think you can grow faster if you're concentrating on one platform, one or two platforms, and really trying to grow it. But I said, look, whatever the term is of the ocean, all things rise or whatever, you just keep chunking stuff in there. And I'm like, look, I know at the end of the day, what would be the most beneficial thing for us is if we could grow our YouTube. And
post to every one of them, and when they get to the point where you'll know which one needs more attention, but post to all of them because they're out there.
Oh yeah, no, we post to all of them. What I think I've gotten better at, thanks to Amber today, is understanding a little bit more of the demographics and kind of what I need to do in certain and lately what we need to do in different social medias. Try to make it a little bit more exclusive to that platform. Even if we're repurposing the content, it's the same video. Come back with some kind of a different angle or whatever that works different. We've been trying to do a little bit of that, and it seems to be working. Brant says, Boog says, "Freak Like Me" with Paul Cawthron, besides the cocaine song. And then, of course, well, I know you know this one. I know you know Keith Frank's "Haters," which, with Boosie, this. Yeah, okay. Just do you?
No, I get the reference. I'm slow, but not that slow.
Okay. And then they need you to come to a tailgate. If not, you do need to come to a tailgate this year, by the way.
Great. And so also, anybody in here, check it out. So LSU, Alabama this year, we're doing an I Took You Look tailgate.
I'll
let y'all know where it's going to be exactly. Obviously, Tigs, you got to come. Oh, I love it.
It's right here.
We're gonna get pit boss involved. We're gonna get out there. We're gonna grill all day. It's gonna be a bunch of giveaways. Nobody's buying anything. It's gonna be a bunch of seasoning giveaways. We're cooking, hanging out with y'all, talking about content, take pictures, pat people on the ass, kiss babies, that kind of thing. So it's gonna be fun.
And, Tigs Bits is coming to that podcast, baby. I've got all my stuff like I talked about.
Maybe we do like a little remote 1 hour podcast while we're doing it.
That would be amazing. I think we got a shot if it's at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, whenever we're doing
Alabama LSU game will ever
No, it has zero chance. Not even at 1 or 2 o'clock. It's like if you're not on campus for LSU Alabama by 8 a.m., then it's not that you're too late. It's that you can't park.
Yeah.
Like that day, that'll be as big of a day in the South as there is.
I remember I went to the tailgate for the Alabama LSU game in like 2014, and I saw the people in the tents, like right when you cross Burbank from walk-ons, right there. And we sat up there at like 5 in the morning and got our stuff set up, and then people were getting out of tents, Bama fans, and they're brushing their teeth. And I'm like, they got the bottle of water and they're brushing their teeth. I'm like, man,
you meant their tooth.
Crazy. Yeah, their tooth. I'm like, this is crazy. Obviously I've gone to some big games. Like I've seen Auburn play Georgia at home or LSU or whatever big game. And it's just different. Like people stay in hotels.
It's different.
People stay in hotels, Tigs. And
yeah.
People coming out of tents and they're just brushing their teeth on Burbank. I'm like, what's happening?
It's just my favorite. I mean, it's not just the game. The game is usually good, but it is everything leading up to the game. It's the best thing on earth.
The culture makes it too easy. It's an easy dig, man.
Look, I've had so much fun in Tuscaloosa too. I've had a lot of fun in Tuscaloosa, even in a couple of losses, but I got a winning record over there, just like JR, who is in the chat, would say.
That's what most can say.
That's right. But I've had a lot of fun at Alabama, and they've always treated me really good. So this is why I never. People give me crap about this. That got an Alabama co-host. We talk a lot about Alabama stuff on this show. We talk a lot about Conecuh sausage.
JR's in the house.
JR is in the house, and you know what though? These are all my Alabama boys. I do not care what anybody thinks. They know where I stand. I know where they stand.
Look,
and at the end of the day, my life really doesn't revolve around LSU football.
It does.
It does, but it
doesn't. My life is going to revolve around Auburn for a while, but I'm going to try to keep a lid on it. But look, at the end of the day, every fan base has a few of them that ruin it for everybody. And you know what? I will be honest with you. When I was younger, I was kind of part of that clique that ruined it for you.
They ain't for this guy.
I was really adamant. If we lost, it ruined my whole weekend. Now it's like, yeah, I want to win, and I get kind of upset for a couple hours. But I used to wake up the next day and feel like
it's the end of the world.
Yeah, I felt like I was running from the cops.
I understand.
And now I don't do that because I've grown up. But it is a lot of fun. College football is a lot of fun.
Look, hey, you're 36 years old. I'm 46 years old. You're further along than I was at 36. I can tell you that because my wife and anybody who knows me would say that probably didn't happen to maybe. I think 2019 is what I finally said perfection.
Yeah.
Best team in the history of college football. I'll never see anything like that ever, ever, ever again, and I won't. I'm good. I'm done. I've done it. We've done it. We did it. So, I mean, I'm still there. I go to every home game. That doesn't change, but my life doesn't revolve around it anymore.
You know what we parallel with that we don't realize? So Auburn, when they won the national championship in 2010 with Cam, people forget that we went from national champions 14-0 to 8-5 to 3-9 in 2 years.
Yeah.
And obviously y'all weren't as drastic as that, but
it was heading that way.
Auburn went through the same thing. It was like Joe Burrow, national championship, best team pretty much you ever seen on the field. If offensively, I don't think there's ever a team that you would ever pick beyond LSU to be your all-time team. I mean, at least modern day. No. And so then you go with, I don't know. To me, it's so easy for Auburn and LSU fans to understand how each other feels because Auburn went through this national championship, decent season, worst season ever, fired the coach, and
make change.
You would have never thought that. You would have thought like Gene Zizic come in, he wins the national championship with Cam, year 2. You think he's there for a while. He goes 8-5, then he goes 3-9. He gets booted, and then Auburn's kind of been on this roller coaster of coaches for about 15 years.
Yeah. Much like Florida, really.
Some of them win, but it's just not. Nobody can do it like we used to.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going out on a limb, and it's not because you're on here whatsoever, but Auburn, I think they should scare people this year with Hugh Freeze. He seems confident, and I've seen him talk like that, and it was not just from getting strippers and all of that. It was
no, I agree. He recruited a lot of really big athletes, man. Auburn's a good 8-win team this year, and they're going to lose to some teams they shouldn't lose to, and they're going to beat some teams they shouldn't beat.
Yep. I'm just glad LSU doesn't have to play them. We don't have to have any. We may play each other in Atlanta, and that would be wonderful.
I know.
And how weird is that to even say?
I know.
It's LSU and Auburn could play for the SEC championship. It's so
me and the wife get so excited every year about the Auburn LSU game, and the fact that we're not playing every year sucks. I can't believe.
I know. I don't like it either.
Everything they realigned, they thought that taking Auburn and LSU out of the every year schedule would work. It sucks.
It does suck because it's always been one of my favorite. Auburn has always been a thorn in LSU's side, and the games have always been just so good. They're always just awesome, which is what made it
A lot of
fun.
really good games.
A lot of good games.
The earthquake
Fire game, the earthquake game.
Bo Nix with his crazy shenanigans a couple of years ago. It's always
Bird. Like Bug says, Auburn people are good people. They're a lot better than Alabama people. No offense, JR, who says, what's up, y'all?
Appreciate you, Brian.
JR did show up. I knew he would, and Blasi did too. I'm so proud of him. Courtney, just so you know, boy, I think she's like, boy, LSU, when I was giving Alabama a little love. We all know where Tiggy's alliances are. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. There it is, JR the handler. With the it's cosmic cocaine country music.
Can we invite him in? Will he go on camera with us?
He has the link if he can. I know he would. I don't know where he's at. Right. JR's probably eating at one of those $1,000 steakhouses in New York City right now.
Yeah,
chiming in, baby.
JR, we can't all be you.
That's right. That's right. All right. Let's begin to wrap this up a little bit, though, so we do get what we talked about. We got to get, and we've talked dips, and we're gonna close with some of that stuff. I want you to give us 3 dips to make this weekend, but hold on until we get through some of these games. We'll talk about them. Yeah. He's at the hotel in NYC. Well, you've got 10 minutes. Make it happen. All right, so Saturday is a day of good stuff. We have Clemson versus Georgia. That could be interesting. Miami at Florida. I don't think it's going to be interesting either, but we'll see. Miami at Florida could be interesting.
Nope.
What about Nevada at Troy?
Nope.
I didn't think so either. Notre Dame at A&M. Notre Dame versus A&M. I don't know where the game's at. I just know they're playing each other.
All right, so I'm going to say A&M and Notre Dame.
Let me see where they're playing.
A&M by 10. Easily. A&M is going to be stacked this year.
A&M is going to give people all kinds of fits in the SEC, dude.
First game of the year, obviously, a big marquee matchup. It's going to be different, but I really think A&M is going to kick their ass.
It says it's at Texas A&M. I think A&M's going to roll them.
10. I got them by 10.
I go with that. I think A&M's going to be the sleeper team in the SEC. They're going to be the team to watch out for.
And Texas is coming into the fold too, so A&M's going to be that much more motivated. It's going to be different this year.
Yeah. Yep. It's she's Courtney says it's at A&M. It is. Handler says he has to. He's got to be up in a few hours for Fox and Friends. Oh yeah, that's right. So tomorrow, everybody.
Watch that, JL.
yeah, we're gonna watch that. I believe.
I just threw that out there like it was like, hey man, I'm going to the gym.
I know. Look, he's not even in here in video, but he still did what JR does. He just casually threw this out. Oh yeah, don't worry, we're gonna be on Fox and Friends in the morning.
No big deal, brother. Hey, we all.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Oh, I'm sorry I can't be there. I'm just doing Fox and Friends in the morning.
That is awesome, though, dude. That's awesome.
It is so freaking awesome. I believe it's at 7 a.m. Send that in the chat, JR, just to confirm. But I think it's at 7 a.m. Central that Justin Moore will be on Fox and Friends, and they're going to do an interview and do all that stuff. He's going to play some songs.
Freaking awesome.
Who knows what he's going to play? JR, feel free to give us a preview, a little exclusive in the chat if you would like to, of maybe a song we could expect to hear on Fox. But
USA. Sorry.
You know he's going to play them all. JR said, typically when you watch those Fox and Friends, you just hear it's like they're talking, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden they go to the concert like it's just started. Yeah. But they've been playing for like a damn hour, They put on they play a full set, and they just kind of come in whenever they're supposed to. Let's see what he says. He says there will be a duet with Randy Houser, who will also be there in the morning.
Nice.
There you go. Some exclusive content.
Hey, that's a little insider.
That is a little insider. I love it. Has
that song been released yet?
It has. I think it was released either last Friday or the Friday before. I think it was
Okay,
last
cool.
Friday. Everything, dude, everything runs together.
Yeah.
Last Friday seems like it could have been yesterday, but last
Yeah.
Friday seems like it could have been 3 weeks ago as well. So I don't know.
Hey, JR, if
I
you're
it,
watching, I'll send Justin some seasoning. I'll sign it if
yes,
he'll like it. I'm kidding. I'll just send him some seasoning. But man, if you could get me something with Justin signed, that'd be great. I will hang it right here in the
I
office.
got a feeling.
Where
I
this
got a
flag
feeling he
is
can
right
do
here,
that.
JR. Sorry, let me get it. It's mirrored. Where this flag is, we'll put Justin right there.
Bam! There it is. There it is. Okay. Randy Hauser and Justin, their tour together starts next week in Charlotte.
Gotcha.
Very cool. Very cool. And he's got
Thank
you.
JR. Appreciate
He's
you.
got you. He's got you. Yeah, dude, Justin's so cool. JR, don't go back and watch us telling the story about the first time that I met Justin. I didn't go too far into it beyond what I didn't finish with is
That's got to be on the next episode because I.
Oh, it is. It's just building. No, I don't think we'll ever get the video from it, but so Justin got up, or not Justin. We were fine. JR came in from taking a whiz just like we had done, and all he heard was me and him kind of starting to bicker at each other, and he shut it down. He shut down the stream, baby.
So
which is what he should do.
Is he kind of the mediator too of the group?
He's the handler. He's the handler.
Okay.
So the handler
so
does.
That's where the name came from. I didn't know that.
That's exactly right.
Nice.
Yes. So when you're a handler, you wear every single hat. I do not. Watching JR in action, you would think like, man, that would be cool. That'd be a lot of fun. You get to your own tour. You get to do all that. No, man, his job is stressful.
Yeah.
Stressful.
He reins in everybody.
He ain't ever right, and he ain't ever wrong either. And that's just it's just like a land of in between. I don't even know how to explain it, and JR isn't here to defend
so I didn't
it.
realize that was where the name came. That's really cool.
Yeah, he's literally the handler. I mean, that's what he does. So JR was the tour manager for John Party when John Party first started, and then we need to get JR has told the story, but we need to get him to tell it again. It's been too long; it needs to be refreshed. But then he did become the tour manager with Justin a few years ago, several years ago, and then that's been the deal ever since. But just what an unbelievable gig. It would be so fun, you would think, but then again, watching it live, no. It's a lot of headache, man. It's a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
A lot of trouble. Oh, look who we got jumping in the chat. The Cajun lady accent.
Dude, I told you, that's my girl right there. She'll be in here.
Oh, yeah. What the hell is going on? Love it.
What's up, girl? You gonna be in Madisonville in October? We're doing a big event. Hey, Tigs, you ought to come.
What you doing?
There's I don't know how many influencers are coming. It's a lot. So we're looking. There's no hotels within 30 miles. There's no place to stay within 30 miles. And I'm like, well, it's a good thing that they're getting probably. If I had to guess, between everybody's platform, there's probably 200 million worth of followers for influencers coming to this event. And there's nowhere to stay within 30 miles.
Holy cow.
And I was talking to Mississippi Queen today. I'm sure you've seen Mississippi Queen before.
Oh, yeah. And
she said, I said, I'll see you in Madisonville in October, right? She said, yeah, where y'all staying? Is there a hotel? And I was like, no. I asked Caroline, my wife, and she's like, no, there's really nowhere to stay. So I said, yeah, it's awesome that all of us are getting together and there's nowhere to stay within 30 miles. And I'm like, obviously, like, you have to book something soon because there's going to be a lot of people coming because, I mean, it's in Texas. Everything's big in Texas, but it's in the middle of nowhere and there's not that many places to stay. So everything's going to get booked up quick.
Very quick.
So we're going the Airbnb route. And everybody's like, oh, you could share a place. I'm like, dude, I'm not that guy. I will tell you right now, I'm not that guy. When I want to lay my head down, I'm not sharing a bathroom with you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll get breakfast with you, but I'm
dang right
by myself in my own space.
I'm that guy too, Austin. I'm the same way.
See?
Like I love you, but no, I'll see you. I'll see you in the morning. I mean,
And
we'll
I
be
told
fine.
Missy the Queen that she's like, you're preaching the same gospel. She's like, we're gonna get our own place.
Fact. Hal says she'll be there. She will be there. So I wonder what date is that?
October, I want to say 19th.
Let's see. Old Tiggy
How
here.
is it the 19th? I want to say it's the 19th.
Let's see. Who's LSU play that weekend? Because that's what matters to me. They are at Arkansas. Oh, we're going to go destroy Justin Moore's Hogs, and I'm going to come film y'all doing some content. Well, that sounds like a fun weekend. I'm going to day trip it, though. I can come there, roll, and come back. I am not afraid to do that. Not at all. I love that. All right. Let's see, dude. We haven't finished. It's just welcome to an ADHD episode of Tigs Bits, which is what this whole night has been. Not really. We've had fun. We've just been chilling.
We've been on long enough. My mic died, so my sound's different. Sorry, y'all. My mic died.
It's okay. Brant says we can stay at his house, Bug. We'll stay at your house, Bug. Of course. Then we can go into the Le Bug Garage, and then there's a whole other event. It'd be kind of like Tiggy coming to your house. So Sunday we have LSU versus the Southern California Trojans. What's your thoughts on this, Austin?
Man, honestly, I think LSU has lost a couple of home openers, not home openers, but seasoning openers. And I think Brian Kelly's been there for a couple of years. It's going to be different. They're stacked this year. I know USC is awesome with Lincoln Riley. They got a lot of good recruits. I really, truly, in my core, I believe that LSU's going to win the game. And I honestly don't think with it, like 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, I don't even think it's going to be a question. I'm not saying LSU's going to blow the doors off. I think LSU's going to hit them in the mouth the whole game. But I think LSU's up by 7. They go up by 10 with like 5 minutes left. They get the ball back, and it kind of ends like that. And I could be wrong, but I just feel like LSU's got too much talent for Brian Kelly to have lost to Florida State 2 years in a row. And I feel like they'll be very prepared. I think Nussmeier is very underrated. I think he'll have a really good year. There's a lot of athletes around him. I really think LSU wins that game by 10.
I don't disagree with anything that you said. I'll take it a step further. The thing that I've been looking at that a lot of folks have been talking about in some of my group texts, the over-under, and of course that changes, but the last time I saw was like 63 and a half, something like that. I would take the over on that. I think there's going to be a lot of points. So yes, I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I'm not sold that this defense is a totally turned it around from where they were at last year. Do I think LSU will be better this year than they were last year? 100% defensively. Offensively, no. Defensively, yes. Do I think they're going to be kind of a wash in there? I do. LSU wins. I agree. Wins by 10, pulling away, but I think you're going to see kind of a shootout. I think it's going to be a fun ball game to watch if you're not an LSU fan.
Yeah, but I'm more of like a 34-24 type deal for me.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's
and the only reason they're playing 5 weeks into the season, it'd be different. But I think just the rust of everybody, defense will be showing up. They'll make some mistakes on offense. There'll be some turnovers. I think that's the only reason I'm saying it's going to be the under, and I think it'll be like a 34-24 game.
As long as LSU wins, this boy will be more than happy. But it's a rematch of the 2004, what could have been a national championship. But everybody always puts that together, and I find that it's a little bit disrespectful to our now SEC brethren, the Oklahoma Sooners, that Oklahoma was undefeated, had the Heisman Trophy winner that year, and rolled through everybody pretty
And they
much.
got their ass kicked by USC.
And then, well, though they got LSU beat them and for the national championship.
So, so I don't know. That was 03?
That was 03, yeah. Yeah,
So
yes, you're right.
In 04,
You're right.
In 04, Auburn went undefeated and didn't
Yep.
get a chance to play for the national championship. And Oklahoma got drummed by USC.
That's right.
I'm not saying Auburn would have beat USC, but it'd been a hell of a lot better game than Oklahoma game was.
Oh, I think Auburn would have won the national championship that year. They were the best team.
You know what's
they were
so
the best team in
crazy?
the
It's
country.
like that was kind of when the SEC started imposing their will. And now you think about that team from Auburn in 04, that would never happen again. So think about an undefeated SEC team that's being held out of the national championship game. Obviously now moving into the 12-team playoff system. It would not happen. But
No.
I mean, it wouldn't happen when it was a 14 playoff.
No, it would not. It would not. All right, well, let's start to wrap this up here, Austin. Give us 3 dips that should be made this weekend. I'm going to put you on the spot. One of which could be the video that you posted today, because that will probably be made here at Tiggy's house.
Yes. It's got to be college football dip. I posted that today on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Beyond that, I would go beach dip. That's my all-time favorite. That's
Is it?
2.
What is the beach dip? What is the beach dip? Tell
beach
everybody.
dip is 5 ingredients. I can't tell you. Got to look them up. I can't just.
It's okay.
It's literally. It's going to cost you $10 at the grocery store. Go get it. Go watch the beach dip. It's insane. That beach dip video got like 20 million views on Facebook. I don't know how many on TikTok and everything else. It was so insane. And my all-time favorite for football season is always gonna. I'm a traditionalist. Buffalo chicken dip.
Oh yeah.
I did
right
my
at the
Buffalo
beginning of the
dip
chat,
a little bit
somebody
different,
said
but
that.
not a lot different than everybody else. But buffalo chicken dip, beach dip, and the college football dip that I posted today. That'd be the 3 that I would say, like, go try them. But at this point, I don't even know how many. I was talking to my wife earlier. I don't know how many dips I've posted.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how many dips?
Maybe like 50. Like, I'm running out of ideas, y'all. I'm just trying my best.
I think you're doing a great job, brother. I think you're doing a great job. I mean, and that's some good dips. And what I like about but not all of them, but a lot of these dips, like, I don't think you could get creative with some of these dips and stuff them in jalapeno peppers and stuff like that. You know, I mean,
you can add protein, you can add beef, you can add chicken, you can add and people say that in the comments, and I'm like, yeah, sure, like, add that. It would be great.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was just making a video, and this is what I did with that. And yes, you're correct. These things would be good. If you'd like me to make another video, maybe I should do that. Take the same thing and then add your blueberries to it.
And they're like, you're rude.
I know. You
can't
win.
What about your suggestion? That was rude.
You can't win. Oh, look at my boy Bug. What about your boat dip? I have seen your yacht dip or your boat dip. What exactly is that? We should have a spaceship dip with our boy Boogalicious.
Spaceship.
And call it a spaceship dip.
That's a great name. Spaceship.
Tiggy will help with that one.
So the difference in boat dip and yacht dip is basically there's no protein in boat dip and there's protein in yacht dip. So yacht dip is a step up from boat dip, and it's got rotisserie chicken in it. That's the only difference.
Okay. All right. I love it. All right. Well, let's see. I know I saw something in the chat that I needed to address. Oh, yes. Courtney Brandon says, go Tigers. Of course. Yes, go Tigers. It's so nice not having a lot of resentment in here tonight. You can say it so freely. It feels so nice.
Dude, it's been fun because, like, nobody was coming at me either. So it was like, obviously, I'm pro LSU, but I'm still an Auburn fan. But I have an unbiased opinion. I think LSU will win the game. I think they'll win by 10. If they win by 3, I'll be happy. But ultimately, I think LSU wins the game.
I do too. Courtney, do not think, I know what I was thinking about. Do not think that I've forgotten. I have not been to Sabine Parish in months. I have not been up there. There's so many people that I need to come see. You guys are at the top of the list. I promise you, with the best stop on Toledo Bend, I'm coming. I promise. And hell, I might bring Austin with me. We may just come up there together. You want to go to Toledo Bend, Austin, go fish and hang out up there and do a little content one weekend?
Beat me up. I'm coming.
Bam! There it is. There it is.
I'm pretty easy.
I know you are, and that's fine, and that's why I love you. And you know what? With that, everybody, we're going to call it a night. We'll see y'all next week.
Look, I have hair, everybody.
He does have hair. Look at this beautiful man.
Tigs, I love you, brother. Appreciate you having me, man. It was awesome.
Love you too, brother. Love you too.
We'll
do it again.
2 hours and 19 minutes. We did pretty good.
Third longest podcast in Tigs Bits history without any of the co-hosts besides my gentleman, beautiful friend, Austin Dennis, tonight. Thank you so much. We'll see y'all next week.